Well, greetings and welcome to the Sales Mastery Program. Of all the skills that you will ever learn in your lifetime, this is the primary one. The ability to communicate your dreams to others, to get people to understand what you want, and for you to understand what they want. I have worked with thousands of organizations and hundreds of thousands of individuals, and anytime I see a problem, it's usually a communication problem. So this program is going to give you some tools to not only generate more income, but be able to get your point across so people really get it. Now, through this program, I'm going to be asking lots of questions. You're going to have a lot of exercises, and I'm going to ask you to respond. That's critical to the whole process. Why? Because remember, we're going to be talking about selling. And if you remember nothing else out of this whole program is that selling requires energy. That's right. Selling requires what? Very good. Now, come on, you know you're supposed to respond to this. Selling requires what? A little louder. Energy. That's right. Two people come together in a selling situation. Person with highest energy generally wins. Look, the stats are appalling. The Small Business Administration says that over 82%, that's right, 82% of businesses that start fail within 3 years. And that, by the way, that was before the big recession. It's now even worse. With more people going into business for themselves, it has nothing to do with how good of a person you are, how hard you work. Some of you have great ideas. You have a great service. You are a good person. But all of that is meaningless unless you can communicate what it is you have to offer and convince people of the merits of it. So like I said, 82% will fail not because they don't have great ideas and great products, it's because they don't know how to sell. The other thing that you want to remember is this, is that sales equals income. That's right. Sales equals what? Income. That's right. Like I said, I've worked with a lot of organizations, and whenever there's a cash flow problem, it's usually because somebody in the organization doesn't know how to, refuses to learn how to, or doesn't think it's important to learn how to sell. You know, a person once said, if you build a better mousetrap, the world will beat a path to your door. And whoever that guy is definitely broke, because there are a lot of great ideas out there that never see the light of day, great dreams that never get fulfilled. Why? Because you haven't learned this skill. And through this program, we're going to give you the step-by-step process to identify where your money's coming from, how to maximize it, and generate hopefully more income over the next several months than you have over the last several years. Are you up for that? Good. I hope so. Now remember our model of personal development and business development from the other modules we've done? Let's just review one of them for a moment. Remember that in order to build a business or to generate income, number one is you have to know how to sell. Sales equals income. We just covered that. But in order to build massive and passive income, you also need to be able to build a great team. The problem is a lot of people don't have the ability to build teams because they don't know how to sell, because recruiting and sales are the same thing. You know, a person once said that leadership equals sales. That's right, leadership equals sales. It's exactly the same thing. In other words, if you want somebody to be on your team, you've got to be able to articulate and communicate the benefits, the visions that you want to have accomplished and what's in it for them. That's sales. The third component, not only do you have to sell, not only build a team, but you have to also know how to teach other people on your team how to sell. That's right, I'll do it again. How to teach other people on your team how to sell. Otherwise, you're the one doing all the selling. And you're never going to build wealth doing it that way. It requires a certain amount of systems. We're going to talk about those. Referral systems, marketing systems, objection handling systems, and a high level of accountability, and accountability to numbers, knowing your numbers. That's right. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if you talk to 100 people, you'll get in touch with 50 of them. Of the 50, maybe 10 will have an appointment with you, and of the 10, 1 will buy. If you know that, you can be rich, because all that means is 20 calls a day, and you can make all the money that you really want to make. The problem is most people are not accountable to their numbers, and we're going to cover that as well in this program. And most of all, in a future program we'll be talking about a little bit here, is the code of honor. That's right. It's a set of rules that holds your team together so that under adversity they rise to become championship teams. Now, one more piece before we get into the meat of the matter. Some people say, well, I don't want to sell. I just want to be an investor. In business, it's pretty simple. You're either on the buying side of the equation or you're on the selling side of the equation. Now, think about that for a second. As an investor, you can buy shares in Microsoft or in Apple Computer. But Steve Jobs and Bill Gates actually sell shares. So the question is, which side of that equation do you want to be on? Certainly, I have no problem with buying and investing and that type of a thing, but the big money, if you're looking to generate a lot of income in your life, you want to master the skill of selling, because I don't know about you, I'd rather be selling businesses, selling opportunities, selling deals, rather than being the one that's having to fork up the money. See, because if you're putting up the money, and particularly your own money, that's not real smart investing. In order to be able to raise capital, to be able to even invest in great opportunities, you have to be able to sell the opportunity to other people. So I'm going to ask you to wear two hats in this whole thing. I want you to wear the hat of you so that you learn how to sell better, but I also want you to wear the hat of being able to teach your team and team members how to sell as well. Because if you have an organization where everybody learns how to communicate well, handle objections, present well, you're going to have a very dynamic team. And for those of you that are still not convinced that you have to learn how to sell, think about it. Are you married? Do you sell? Every single day. And if you're single, and if you don't know how to sell, you're going to spend a lot of lonely nights home alone. So this is not just a business skill. This is a life skill. I can tell you that the toughest sell of all is what? We covered it in the last module. That's right. It's that little voice. It's convincing yourself to get out of bed to go do the things that you know you need to do. Sales is not just a business skill. It is a life skill. Most businesses fail because they can't sell, can't raise capital, run out of money, can't recruit teams. But most importantly, what happens is your dream dies with you if you don't learn this skill. I can tell you that inside of you is a great opportunity. Inside of you is a great entrepreneur. Inside of you is the opportunity to help a lot of people and to make a tremendous amount of money. These skills that you're just about to learn will unlock the keys to the vault that will unlock floods of income to you if you're willing to be diligent and if you're willing to learn these skills. So just remember one rule as we go through this whole program. Highest energy wins. That's right. Highest energy wins. Two people come together in a selling situation, highest energy wins. And if you don't have that experience, I'll loan you my 18-year-old and my 11-year-old, because if their energy is higher than mine, they win, if you know what I'm talking about. Your energy needs to be up for this program. Take it on with excitement, because in this program is going to unlock the course and the journey to your dreams.